just a house painter. I got a job painting when I was 14. Yeah, and just became of legal age to work and got a job and started painting. Painted all my summers and part-time, you know, while in high school, and just kept painting afterwards. It was just do what you're told and don't question it, and this is how it's done. If you don't like it, get another job. Well, I didn't know much damage was coming from it, and you know, and when you use the oil-based stuff back at that time, you knew lead was bad for you because they said that, but okay, how bad? It's bad for kids if you eat it. I'm not eating it, and I feel fine. And the solvents made you'd have a head ringing or something like that, and you'd get fresh air, you'd feel better, and eventually your body seemed to acclimate to it. You'd get more comfortable with that. When acrylics started to come around, that's when big changes started to seem possible. You know, like this water-based stuff, this is so much better. No more diesel fuel, no more mineral spirits, that head ringing is gonna go away. But they didn't work as good, and unbeknownst to most people, there were very toxic solvents in them too. Ethylene glycol was, you know, it's a great solvent, but it works really good, it makes good paint, but it kills people. It's very dangerous. After many years of this, probably about 20 years of painting, started to have major rheumatoid arthritis conditions that was migratory. Like one day it would be in this shoulder where I couldn't even lift this arm. I'd be on the job trying to paint, and I'd have to move the brush to my left hand in order to finish a window. And next day it would be gone. Next day it would be completely gone, but maybe in the knee. And then same, you know, the following day might be in the tongue. I had it in the back of my tongue. My eyes would go through issues. My ears would start ringing. Slowly but surely I started having a lot of inflammatory kinds of problems. And I didn't know what was going on. And then right at that time it got into my back, and I started having that inflammation in my spine. And that really crippled me because I'd feel kind of guilty. All these other people are working themselves to death, shouldn't I? I couldn't sustain it anymore. I couldn't keep doing this. So one of the Zen teachers from New York that I was working with was starting a place down here in Asheville. And the doctor was thinking that instead of going to Cytoxan, which potentially could kill me, that's a really nasty drug, and you lose your hair and you get real sick, and it like causes leukemia and other problems. So it was either that or up the dose to the max and start doing injections of that, because I was doing oral doses. And so I talked to the Zen Center and I said, look, you're starting a place. I'm damn near useless. Would you have me? Here's my situation. And they talked about it and said, yeah, you know, come on down. And they were doing some painting with supposedly non-toxic paint. And I said, well, okay, let's check it out. So I just, you know, just on the top of the can, put my fingers in to feel the viscosity and give it a smell and just to see what happened. And within an hour, I had that autoimmune reaction where my hand was seized up. And I was like, okay, everything's not perfect for everybody, but wow, this is I mean, that was concrete evidence. Like, okay, maybe it is the paint. I did get really interested in this red clay dirt around here. And I thought, you know, most paint has dirt in it. I thought, well, why not just amp that up? Let's just see if we can make it straight out of dirt. So we took some dirt from the back, mixed it up into a bucket of paint, rolled it on the wall in their instrument room, and it's still there. You know, it just looks beautiful. It's this dirt room, water and dirt. But other people saw it and liked it, and so I started looking into it more. And meanwhile, son on the way, anxious, first-time father. I just felt like there's got to be somebody holding the line to this, and I want to know for myself what's going on here. And so I started getting samples and talking to chemists and working with formulators, and you know, just really dove into this thing just out of, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Why does this have to be in there? Why can't it be dirt and water? You know, why? That's my basic, you know, that's the basic, to me, that's the best way. We had a your own backyard paint on the website for a while where anybody could call and get the recipe. But what I found out is that even in the green community, even people who are interested, they're not that interested. They're not that willing to, you know, people are used to going and buying a can of vinyl for 20 bucks a gallon, no matter what poison's in it, no matter what it does to the kids, asthma, all that stuff happens from paint. But convenience dictates. So we had to find ways to make it affordable and easy to use and convenient, not as well as tough, durable to my standards as a contractor. Not only should it be good to use and safe for most people, but it also should be responsible where it's made, how much shipping's involved, where it comes from, and what's going to happen to it in a landfill. So nobody has specs like that. Nobody's covering it that far. And mostly the mentality in green building is, let's just do a little bit better. Let's just get it a little, let's start to make progress. But what we're saying is, let's not kill anybody. Let's just stop with that and get serious here and really zero this thing down. Paint formulations are critical. One little change, or even just changing the same, swapping the same exact material out from a different supplier can ruin a product. So people are very reluctant to change anything because it can ruin your business. It could put you out of work. We finance this thing. I finance it, and my family, and we have done that because we believe in it. This isn't a venture capitalist thing. So it's a slow growth, customer base driven marketing. You're not going to see a bunch of TV ads, or it's word of mouth. Our customers all come from other people going, oh, well, you try this. We're starting to look at stores. The productive manufacturers, say like Sherwin-Williams, they have their own stores, and they have a lot more control over how their paint is sold and how much is sold. They make a lot of money. Questionable practices, but they make a lot of money. So we want to look at that and check out that model and see how it works, and have good sound business practices, but get the most impact out there as far as showing people that you can have a great paint without the poison, without the gimmickry. It's the best solution that we have on this planet right now without poisoning people.